Welcome, welcome. This is an exciting night. It only happens once a year, and it is our Fall Fashion Forecast 2025. We are excited. The best thing about fall is that it means a lot of new clothes and a lot of new colors. So like I said, we're going to go through all of that. Before we start, I've got about 20 pictures or more. But before we start, I want to tell you the Silhouette U winner. The first name is Leslie. I have not emailed her. So Leslie, I think there's only one Leslie. I think there was only one Leslie in our list. But anyway, you are the winner and you've won $500. So for those of you who enter monthly, we start again in August, September, October, November, December, and then we'll have a winner again in December. But you can say it's the POM. Make up the POM, put it on, send me a picture of you in the POM, pattern of the month. That's what the POM is. I guess I should tell you that. And we will enter you into the contest. There's a monthly contest and then there's a cumulative. And Leslie, that was $500. So congratulations. We love seeing what you're sewing. We love seeing what you're sewing. So that's the whole purpose of this, is to get you sewing and to get you to send it to us so we can share it with everybody else, because I think it motivates everybody else to get sewing. That's just an opinion. Okay, so let's start with our fall fashion. And then what we're going to do is show you the new patterns. We've got new fabrics, 21 new fabrics that are all fall based and appropriate for the patterns. So this is just going to be an exciting, fun night. Now, because this is recorded, we're going to kind of rapidly go through these photos because you can linger on them and take some time later on. We don't need to do that right now because there's so much to get in tonight. We're just going to go through them and, like I said, not spend a lot of time. All right, so having said that, welcome, welcome. Welcome to everyone. Glad you're here. We just had a newcomer too, so welcome. Oh, there was one other announcement I did want to make. PBS, Fit to Stitch, we're 100% of the country. I got a report back today from our station. We're on 100% of the country. So interestingly enough, I've had some people say to me, I don't get your show. You do. You just don't know where to get it. So on fittostitch.com, you go to, on the very front page, fittostitch.com, there's a channel search. And we pay a bunch of money for that channel search. And what that channel search is you can go in and you can put your zip code, and it will tell you what's playing that's available to your zip code. Now, they do sometimes rotate a show, just know that, but 100% means 100%. So we're on all over the place. That's really, really exciting. I meant to tell you all. It's taken us 14 years to get there, or maybe 13, but anyway, it's very, very exciting. So make sure, fittostitch.com, go to the channel search, put in your zip code, and click it, and it will come up with all the options that are within your viewing. You have to figure out then how to get them, but that comes up with all that. All right, so good. All right, we're going to start off with the colors, the Pantone colors. And what we can see with these colors is reds, such I'm standing in tonight, reds, hot pinks, light pinks, grapes. I don't see a lot of difference from last year. I hate to say that, but it's okay because they're great colors. You notice there's a lot of earth tones, earthy shades, but very pretty. And like I said, up here we have a lot of those colors. So the goal is to get you current. Okay, the next one is furs. Furs are just big. And really, they're not just furs, they're faux furs. A lot of the designers are actually showing faux furs. Gorski is still showing real furs, but they are bringing in actually a faux fur line. So I think it's interesting how Donna Salyers and her furs have really dominated. So for those of you who got that box of furs, it was wonderful timing because there's all kinds of things that you can make out of those and be really right in with what's going on. The very next picture is leathers. And that's fascinating to me. Not any commentary on either one, but how can you have faux fur and real leather? Somehow that seems complete opposite end of the spectrum, but I'm just the reporter. All right, then we see long coats, the next one. Long coats to knee length or to the ground. Long coats are very stylish and really good looking and obviously keep us warm. The next one is fringe. We're seeing lots of fringe and lots of great things done with it. The next one then is oversized jackets. This is not a pleasant one for me. Now this is Stella McCartney, and Stella McCartney has done oversized jackets numerous times and it has not worked, but there were other designers doing it, and so the overall consensus was that overall jackets, oversized jackets may do it. All you gotta do is make a couple sizes too big, but who wants to do that? Especially if you've lost weight. You're looking to go the smallest size possible. All right, the next one then are sheers. Sheers are just a really huge part. And of course, I did a blouse in sheers, and we're going to talk about how do we work with them and what do we do with them. Ruffles is the next one. Lots and lots of ruffles. You can see they're built in all through the garments. They're just beautiful. The next one is shine and shimmer. I've got some fabrics here tonight. They're a little shine and shimmer. I did a new pattern up in this shine and shimmer, and it's just beautiful. We'll show you that. The next one is feather trims. We're seeing a lot of, and just accents, not the whole thing is feather, but just accents. The next one is knits, cardigans, what do I want to say, vests, camis, just all kinds of knit garments, knitted sweaters, oversized cowls also. All right, the next one is checked patterns. It starts with Chanel on the left and works its way across. These check patterns are really big. The next one is showing us that the black and white check pattern is even bigger. But notice the checks are different sizes on the body. So bigger might be on top, smaller might be on the bottom. It's just a good placement for them. Black and white is just huge, you guys. It's not going anywhere. The next one is bow details. Now these bows are, I think they're just beautiful. I think, you know, really what we're feeling is everything has such a femininity to it. It's just, we've pushed that way for a couple years now, but it's really kind of in your face. The next one, especially with floral prints. The next one then with floral rosettes. So this brings in our dimension, which we had for a little bit last fall. It wasn't that big for spring, but we get that dimension when we bring in those floral rosettes. The next one, bring animal prints. If you hate them or love them, it doesn't matter. They're staying here. They're not going anywhere. The next one is velvets. The one after that is gathers, cowl necks. Again, all the feminine layers. And the trick is to put the layers where it benefits and to keep them away where it doesn't benefit. The next one, again, is black and white. Just black and white, not even the check, but just the black and white. It's a beautiful look. The next one is belts. I want to talk just slightly, a little bit about accessories. Our accessories are, we're seeing belts at the hip. I put a couple on our mannequins tonight so you could get an idea as to what they look like. But also with accessories, we're seeing gloves, long gloves, above the elbow gloves, over the knee boots are still popular. I remember I told you all I bought my boots years ago. They're still really popular. So if you love them, get them. And then slouchy bags, which I think is really interesting because for the past few years, those bags have been very trim and proper and you know, very Hermes Birkin looking, if you understand what I'm saying there. And that slouchy bag is all over for fall. It could be just a break, not that those structured bags won't be more in, but the slouchy bag is definitely black dominated. In fact, black, Valentino did an entire show in black, period. So it's interesting because whenever I see black in the store, and then I come back to look at it online and I try to get you all to see it and what they're doing with it, it's very hard to see the black. It's hard to see the black detail. And I know y'all have screamed at me for years, if I make something of black, you can't see it. But Valentino did an entire runway show in black. I think that speaks volume. Our colors we saw earlier, red, eggplant, gray, lots of gray tones. All right, so having said all of that, we're going to start to show you the patterns and the fabrics. All right, so we've got 4 new patterns and there's 6 new pieces. And the reason I did a few of these pieces, I'm going to start with this one. These 2 are the same. This is number 126. It's called the Peekaboo Cowl Neck. Now we called it Peekaboo because if you'll notice, it's hard to see, the solid version I didn't have. Once we turn the patterns in to be digitized and graded, which we have done, I have to turn a sample in with each of those. And so some of our samples are with our digitizer. So we don't have all the samples. But anyway, if you'll look closely, we'll get a camera good on you, you can see that the cowl comes underneath the shoulder. We can see on either one of these. This cowl comes from underneath the shoulder. Where are you so I can know where to go? Okay, so you can see that there's a regular shoulder seam and then the cowl comes out underneath. And it's just really beautiful. So what it does is it gives the ability to have a lower drape on the cowl. In this particular case, this fabric had a selvage that I just really liked. I'll show you this fabric a little bit later on tonight. So I went ahead and put a seam down center front. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't make a difference. You can or you cannot. Absolutely makes no difference. But this is for a knit. It's a knit sleeve, so it's a knit cowl. We have had a woven cowl, and there's been a lot of misunderstanding, but this is a knit cowl. It comes with an accessory scarf. Now, this was a scarf that I did on a YouTube, and the reason I put it into a pattern is because I got so many requests for it, and people were wanting me to do it again and do it again and do it again. I finally put it in a pattern because it goes with so many different patterns. It goes with the jacket, it goes with the blouse, it looks good with everything, especially when it's in the same fabric. But you can make lots of contrasts in one. It doesn't take long to make, it's quick, it's easy, and it's a lot of fun. And this one I put a belt on. I put a belt with both of it, but y'all know I'm beltaholic. So that's the first one. That's a peekaboo cowl neck top is what that is. The second one is, we're going to just go right to the pant. It is a pant for a stretch woven. It's a yoga pant with a side zipper. I've got it on in a gray. You can probably see mine the best out of all of the blacks, but anyway, with a side zipper. And the zipper can be decorative or hidden. It doesn't make a difference. We'll show you in the guide sheet how to do both of them. The goal is to take a fabric that you want to have close to your body and be able to not have to rely on the stretch. So it can get more into stretch wovens. It can be more knits. It can be either stretch woven or knit. The goal is to utilize those fabrics that we wouldn't have been able to before for yoga pants, but to be able to put in a little zip. The legs are slim. Somebody said to me, are the legs going slim? The legs are all over for fall. They're wide, they're thin, they're anything you want to be, all are in. And also I didn't mention with skirts, skirts are the same way. There's narrow, there's pencil skirts, there's wide asymmetric hems are very popular. I didn't do a skirt here, but just recognize that when you do a skirt, especially with the over the knee boots, you don't even have to see your body. You can just look super in and super fashionable, but you don't even see anything. So that's kind of fun. All right, so our pant is 34.26. Question. The cowl is gorgeous. Was it inspired by a specific designer? It is. This is, I'm trying to think. I don't know off the top of my head, but yes, I don't make up anything, to be honest. I'm not a designer. I'm a really good copier, and I'm a really good pattern maker. And this is a beautiful cowl neck. And when I saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, that's just beautiful. And it's not difficult to sew. You're going to be amazed at how easy it is to sew. It's really beautiful to put it together. All right, so with the pant, what I did is I put another wrap. And we're going to go over and look at this other wrap. And the reason I did this is because, again, wraps, as we saw it, are very, very stylish. You could do this wrap long and make it almost look like a long coat. But the way I did it is according to the size of this wrap, very easy to do. I did it out of a sweater knit, and it was just simple, just simple. But you'll see that it goes, the size it is not too long. It comes to about the wrist line, and the piece is in there so you don't have to go back to the YouTubes. I've done a lot of capes on YouTubes. I'm going to start incorporating them into patterns so that you have them in the measurements and you don't have to go back to the YouTube to get it. All right, I'm going to take that off because underneath what I want you to see is the blouse, and the blouse is number 626, and it's called Cucinelli's blouse. Obviously, Brunello Cucinelli was a designer on this one, but it's just a simply beautiful blouse. So what we see is it's an open arm here, or open sleeve, I should say. It comes across from the front and the back. The one version we have a little peekaboo on. You can see that on the pattern. This one in particular, this is a fabric we have online. I don't know the pattern, the fabric number. It's a olive floral. It's a sheer. I know you may not notice, but it's got a little camisole underneath. That's the best way to do a sheer. Just sew it as a sheer and then put a little camisole underneath. The other option you could do is fuse the sheer. And we have a DVD called Making Beautiful Sheers Simple, or Housekeeping, Beautiful Shears, Simple, something like that. It'll give you lots of tips about handling shears. I don't think they're difficult. I think there's just some good information that you can glean from that. So someone asked me if they didn't want their arm to show, what could they do to this? And I wanted to address that because number one, keep in mind that the sleeve is actually coming from the front. It's actually wedged into the front facing. So you can't see the top of the arm, even if you wanted to see the top of the arm, because as I hold this out, you can see it goes over. If you were really sensitive about it, you could put just a little stitch right here. And what that would do is make sure that that wouldn't flop open or go a different direction. Just some way halfway down, there's a little cuff at the bottom. You could just stitch that in together, and that would assure you that it would be comfortable without opening or anything else. Then obviously this is the same pant. This is our 3426. It's a Saks Fifth Avenue pant. And then of course with the, it comes with the wrap. And then the jacket I have on is 926. It's Coos. That's Kathy and Sue. Coos zip front jacket. I put a double zip in it. You don't need to. So the reason this was requested, Kathy and Sue, we called it Coos, is because we don't have a simple zip-up jacket that is no shoulder pad. It is a knit base. And so tonight I have some just really great knits that would make really beautiful jackets. It is a princess seam from the armhole, but with the front and the back, and I know I haven't done that before either, so I decided all these things we would meld into one. And so there you go. We have it. It's got two little front pockets. Those are optionals. I love it. And I made mine out of a fabric that's actually online because I had made it last week. And the fabric number is 8414. 8414. This is a double-faced wool, I think it is. And one thing about this jacket is it has inside, to kind of stabilize the zipper and to keep the knit from stretching, it has a woven piece. Now that woven piece goes behind the zipper and all the way up. You can wear it closed or you can decide to wear it open and you can show off that piece. I put a little silk floral in here. That silk floral's online also. Just because I liked it. I wasn't even planning on wearing it open, but clearly it gives you another option. My red I did from the same fabric, so that was just kind of a look I was going after. Just think about it. When you go to sew it and you put that little piece in, you can make it match, you can contrast it, you can do all kinds of fun things with it. Okay? Okay, so those are the four patterns, 126, 626, 926. The pants are 426. There's a little accessory scarf and a wrap. Yay! And the goal is to make your little core wardrobe because that makes a beautiful little core wardrobe. Love this pink. All the colors that are popular too. Okay, do you carry that zipper of your jacket? Yes. So this is a dual zipper. You'll see, I think we have two zippers. One is an 18-inch that's a separating. One's a dual. I think it's longer. Now, the zipper was too long for this jacket. I just cut it off here at the top. You can't cut off at the bottom. That's, the separating part. But you can just cut it off on the top, tuck it in, and I just did a little stitch over it so that my zipper pull would not come off. Okay? Okay. So let's do fabrics. That's what's next. All right? We are, for those of you who have not been with us before, and we're always picking up new people, we're doing fabrics. If you go to silhouettepatterns.com, then if you go to fabrics, and then go view all is the easiest thing to do. And view all is going to be on the right-hand side. Scroll all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom is where all the new fabrics are. And we're going to start at 1530. I did this just to make it difficult for myself. 1532. No, 1531. Yeah, 1531. Told you I did it just to be difficult to myself. 1531. So for you, it's the same. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's 1530 is the prerequisite in front of everything. Just keep that in mind. But if you just go to the bottom, you'll see it all the way across the board. Now, when I show you these fabrics, I want to bring in what trends are popular and why I bought these fabrics. Doesn't mean you like them, doesn't mean you need to buy them, but I'm just going to tell you why. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with 1531, and this is a viscose. And this is a beautiful olive green. And this goes back to those neutral colors. This is an olive green and a milk. And this was a very large roll. We have sold so much of this in the store that I almost feel guilty for not, you know. But anyway, this is perfect for 126. Now what I did is I did 126 fabrics first, the cowl neck first, then I did the blouse, then I did the jacket, then I did pants. That's kind of how I organized this tonight. It wasn't necessarily by color, it was by pattern number, just so you'd get an idea. So there we have 126. You can see there's great drape. That would be a beautiful cowl. And then with an olive green pair of slacks, it would be, or winter white. Either way, it would be a home run. Did we get a close-up of that? Are you okay with that? There we go. Ooh, good job, cameraman. Cameraman must have won. We have a cameraman who's won. That's an inside joke, but that's okay. We'll keep it that way. It's too long to explain. This is a really beautiful piece. It's a very dark navy. It is a, sorry you guys, I'm going to have to, yeah, it's 100% viscose. So 1532. It is such, it's so light, it would drape so beautifully. I just love it. It's got stretch in both directions. It's gorgeous. It's a little bit of a kind of, you know, that suede kind that we get every once in a while. It's like a little bit of that suede, but it's very, very pretty. And it has great movement. All right, just a little bitty piece. I wouldn't have put this in except it's so right on, the salmon and the whole pink concept. There's not a lot, but it just has beautiful drape. I guess I don't really need to tell you what all the fabric is. It's all there. The content is there. I just really want you to be able to see the hand of it and how it, you know, drapes and hangs and all that stuff. So what you want to make sure you're having is a really dense draped fabric. Because these like metallics are popular, I put in a couple metallics. Aren't they really pretty? Look at this. It's beautiful. Florals, sheers, that like hits 5 categories all at once. The sheers, the florals, the drape, isn't that beautiful? In a cowl, that would just be so beautiful. You could easily do a little cowl, a little tank underneath, but it's just really a beautiful piece. So that lurex and that little golden touch is really stylish right now. All right, and then I put in a silk knit. We all love these silk knits. They are simply stunning. This one, I'm going to switch over to this place over here. This one right here on the mannequin, sorry about that camera person, this is a silk knit. I mean, I know you all know this because it was online, but that's a silk knit, and the drape, I've worn that a couple times, and I mean, literally, I was on a flight, I was out of town, and people stopped me, even men, to tell me how much they liked my blouse. That's such a rarity. I mean, I just was really floored that people noticed it that much. I know it's pretty, like I really like it, but I was really surprised. But anyway, so this is also border print. This would be great to do that. Now, when you're having a knit cowl, you do not have to put a bias on it. I mean, we put bias on the pattern just in case, but because knits don't have bias, they drape in all directions. You can take advantage of the border print because you can get the drape to go up and down, like so. So the drape is not dependent on the bias like it is in a woven. So it gives us a lot more flexibility into how that garment is actually going to react. And then this pink is one I did this top out of, the 126. And so here it is. Now, I was talking about this, this border here. And that edge is so pretty that I just decided I had to do something with it. It's very, very pretty. And so what I did is I actually put a seam right down center front. And I'm going to have you come close in here. You can see there's the seam. I mean, you know, it's hard to see, obviously. But it just made a little line down center front. I love it. I just really like it. You know, it was one of those things that I was either going to really like or just really not. And I actually really, really like it. So this is very light. Now, also, when you do this and you make an accessory scarf. It covers up, like you can't really see through this. I mean, you know, it's all your comfort level as to how see-through it is. But you could easily do a little black tank or a little neutral color to match your skin color and then go from there. And then I did put in a little ponte because this little ponte, oh no, it's not ponte, I'm sorry, it's a scuba. It's a very lightweight scuba, but it matched so pretty. And it's got stretch in both directions. It's a cotton poly. I just had to throw that in. Just a really pretty combination. Let me go back to the drape there. It's got great drape. Y'all know I love fabrics that have great drape. All right, then the next one is our sheer. It's a beautiful silk. Remember, we've still gotten those pieces that were from the designer where we only had a few yards of each piece. These are some of them we're seeing tonight. There's very limited yardage, but isn't that beautiful? Just would make a gorgeous blouse. Keep in mind the pieces of the blouse really allow you to make it out of two different fabrics, you know, solid black and a sheer. It doesn't have to all be the same. You could do the sleeves in a sheer and do the base of the blouse in something that was not sheer. It really gives us a lot of options, but that's one of the reasons I put these two polka dots up here, because I thought it might be fun to create the blouse with these two polka dots. This being I put a baby dot and a mama dot. This is the baby dot, and the next bigger one is the mama dot. And then the daddy dot's down there, but we'll show that in a minute, okay? But anyway, again, so you can see the drape on that. Beautiful for the blouse, especially if you mix those two together, I think, and did a larger dot and a smaller dot. This is the mama dot. You can see it's a little bigger there, but again, it's viscose. I think it's viscose, isn't it? Nope, 100% cotton. Nope. What is it? Sorry. No, it's viscose. Sorry about that. 100% viscose. But beautiful drape. All right. And then this next one, you got some of these bolts are broken, and so I stick rods in them. This next one is it's a zebra. Is this a zebra? Have you ever seen a blue zebra? This is what we call a contemporary zebra. It's 100% cotton. I thought this would be a really pretty blouse, especially with a pair of white jeans in the summertime with the sleeves open. Can you picture that? Just very pretty. We're going to come in close and show you a close-up there. So you can see the hairs on the zebra. All right, and then the last one on our top row is, there's only 2 yards, and so I priced it out as one piece. It's a silk, and it has beading on it. I thought this would be an absolutely beautiful blouse. Really beautiful color, the red, which is right in for what's going on right now. So when I have a little bit like this, I always tell myself it matches what I have on, so if no one buys it, I get myself a little top out of it so I can wear it with my new jacket. Isn't that beautiful though, those beads? And they're all stitched on. They're not glued, they're all stitched. So it's really pretty, but again, there's only one. There's only a quantity of one, so you'll see that it's very pretty. Very pretty. Okay, that's the top row. That's 13. That was 12 fabrics, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. That was 12 fabrics, and it was 15. We started with 1531 through plus 12, whatever that is. I don't know. 1533. 1533, is that what it was? 1542. 1531 plus 11 plus 12. 1531, 1532. Any questions? Well, we're doing higher math here at Silhouette Patterns. No questions. Okay, you guys, let me know if you need anything, if you want to see another fabric. All right, so we're going to go to the lower row. There's 9 fabrics on the lower row, and again, my thinking was on these, our jackets or our pants. Okay, where we want a slim pant and we want a zipper in the side. The zipper in the side, allows us to go with a knit that is less stretchy, that may not be able to have enough stretch to pull over our hips. So we can put a zipper in the side, but the fit is just like that of the yoga pant. Okay, so we're going to start with this first one. And this is so cool. This is a viscose. But the reason I put this in is I think this would make the neatest jacket like what I have on. It's like a sweatshirt, but it would have a zipper. It's like a nice sweatshirt, I guess is the best way I know how to describe it. It's got blue and green. It's a navy background with green through it. It's gray on the back side. It's cool. It's very pretty. I'll hold it still so he can get a close-up. Yep, and it has stretch in both directions. Very pretty piece. All right, and then our next one this is a real mix for us, you guys, because it's everything that was in our forecast. There's animals, animal print, pink. It's got a black background. It's kind of like a scuba, which we went shopping. This has been Spiffy week, this last week, and then what's today, Tuesday? This coming week, and is Spiffy also, Spiffy too. But anyway, we went shopping on Friday, and it was kind of fun to feel scuba in the stores. It's all over, and it's expensive. And some of the ladies were just really shocked at how expensive it is. It's expensive. It's very expensive, but it's good stuff. This would make a great little, it'd be a cute jacket. It'd be a good little sheath underneath something else, but it is current and fresh. All right. Then I love this one. This is just, you would feel this and just love it. It is reversible. I don't know that we would use the reverse, but it's just, the texture on this is incredible. It's a navy, a red, and I'm going to call it a milk. Yeah, nice job on that. You can see that really close. But you can't feel that texture, but can you kind of feel it? Okay, good. You can kind of feel it. All right, and then this one also is reversible. But any of these would be, like this would be a great pair of pants. This back side, this gray, is real similar to what I have on. So when you get these fabrics and they have two sides, or it'd be a really good cape. If you wanted to make the cape out of it. The herringbone is wonderful. I think it'd make a great jacket. But there's definitely different parts that it could make that would be really beautiful. And let me show you the back there. Really pretty fabric. The red, the herringbone, the gray, those are two strong colors for the whole fall concept. All right, look at this fabric. This is just the coolest fabric ever. And I don't even know what side is right. But if I don't make a wrap out of this before the season is here, is that cool? Look at that. I just think this is out of this world. I think it'd be a great jacket. You could put all this, fringe is really popular right now. So you could put the fringe hanging off the bottom and not hem the jacket. Oh, you could put the fringe on the side of the zipper as you zip it up. I just think this is the coolest fabric. I'm completely in love with this fabric. I think I called it OB1. No, I didn't call it OB1. But anyway, it's holes. It's gray holes. But I just love it. And I've got a couple here in a row. They're wool acrylic blends. So they're not heavy, heavy wool. They've just got a little bit of wool to give them substance and beauty. And they are, blends. They wear very nicely. And then look at this one. This one, too, is just beautiful. Someone said to me a couple days ago or a little while ago that I didn't have any beiges. Well, this one's for you, girl. So it's beige and white, or like a cream. And then the reverse side of it is a black. So they just are beautiful. I mean, they're just really, can you see a knit jacket out of that, like what I've got on? But also, if you go into other patterns like 923, it would be great to make a little cardi. It would be great in Hugo's cardigan. There's just a lot of different things you could do with this. These knit jacket weight fabrics are so hard to find. I have scoured, and I've bought as many as I could find. This next one is very similar, same thing, but it's now the black and white version. or black, I should say black and gray version. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know which side I like better. But again, make a cape and you can use both sides, or make a jacket. You could certainly, this jacket has 4 pieces, so you could turn a side piece dark and a front piece light. You could use the same tones in the jacket. It'd be beautiful. But again, good stretch. Be a beautiful jacket on, great selvages. You guys, these fabrics are just perfect. All right, and then the last two, we've got this is a cotton stretch woven. And this dot matches this dot, believe it or not, except it's a stretch woven. Like if you wanted to be dot to dot, the whole entire head, this would be for the pants. Because it's a stretch woven, you could do it for the pants. You'd need a side zip, and that way you could be dotted all the way. Kind of like jingle bells, but dotted, dotted, dotted. Cool fabric, beautiful navy, a real navy and a real clear white. And then our last one, I put this in because these tones are just really popular. We had a fabric up here that went so well with purple, I decided to put this little purple in. But if you're a purple people eater, this is perfect for you. It has a crepe on the back side. It's like a pontoroma. It has stretch in both directions. It's a very fluid fabric, but it's got nice weight to it. So it's just beautiful. Okay. It's darker than what looks on our screen. Maybe that's just our screen, but it's actually pretty deep color. Call it maybe grape. Okay. All right, now it's your turn to ask questions, you guys. Ask anything and everything, and we'll answer them the best we can know how. All right. So the fall patterns can be purchased 2 ways while we're waiting for questions. You can purchase them just the 4, or you can purchase them with a class. For those of you who have purchased them with a class, we have a class for each one. And I show you different ways that I would recommend you make it, different ideas, just kind of how to get the most. We go through and do a physical guide sheet, so I'm actually sewing the top for you, and we make clips so that you won't have any issues. And so there's 1 class for each pattern, so there's 4 classes. And I think that's about $80 above, or maybe $70, I don't remember the price, but above just the patterns, okay? All right, questions? Do you want to see another fabric? This is a fun night. No questions. We're silent on the front. Have you all started thinking about fall? School is starting. I can't believe school is starting, like in just a couple weeks, like next week even. School is starting, it just got out. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that. Many do. Even colleges, the colleges are starting back. They start back earlier and earlier, it seems like every year. If the snug slim pant is a stretch woven, is it difficult to sit down? No, it stretches. It's a stretch woven. You got to put the stretch going around you. Don't put it up and down. As long as you put it around you and don't make it too tight. If you make it too tight, it might be hard to sit down. But I've got plenty of room. You just have to go by how much stretch the fabric has. What is different with the new shirt as of 600? It is the 600 base, the sleeve. It's all about the sleeve. It's all about the peekaboo in the back. So we have one view that has like a tank in the back. There's 2 different views. If you look on the pattern of 626, you'll see the back has a lowered so that you get a little peekaboo. It doesn't show anything. It's above the bra strap. It's just a little peekaboo, but it's really beautiful. And then, of course, it's the little peekaboo on the sleeve as well, underneath. It's beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. Just got these pieces added in. It's got a front shield that turns into the sleeve and then a back, but it's the exact same fit as the 600, the 600 blouse. Your jacket, would I can be made longer and still fit right? Yeah, absolutely. Because once the jacket is at my hips, which it is, That's the widest part. So if I were to add length, can your jacket be made longer and still fit right? Yes, because if I make it the longer length, I've already cleared the widest parts. So if I just added length, it would just be added length. I've already cleared the widest parts. I've already fit the parts of the waist, bust, everything, so I wouldn't have to do any of that. Is the waistband of the pant contour or straight? It is contoured. It is contoured. The pant sits below your waist. You know, it doesn't go to your waist. It sits a little below your waist. So it has to be contoured for that factor. It has to be a little shaped in order to get it just right. May I see 1535, the silk again, please? You may, as soon as I figure out which one it is. 1535. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. We had a timber. Sometimes the fabrics go timber. It's a timber moment. So this is a border. It's a dual border, if you notice. Let me just kind of go back there. So there's about 8 inches in from this end, 8 inches in from this end, and then the middle part. So when you're doing a top, if you want to border, you use this part, and you wouldn't even need that part up there, except you could always sew it on. Be a cool pair of pants. Wouldn't it be a cool pair of pants? I think it'd be a wild pair of pants. Dress, skirt, be all kinds of fun stuff. It's got great fluid bounce to it. It's pretty. It's really pretty. Did that help? Colors are purple, all the earth tones, blues. Looks very Hermes to me. To me, it looks very Hermes. The ropes, the chains, all the little parts. Looks very Hermes. Okay, what else? Man, I should have slowed down the pictures. I didn't want to take up too much of your time, and now we did zap, zowie. But that's okay. More time to sew, huh? All right, so we've got the fall forecast, what's coming in. We've got our 4 new patterns. They're on pre-sale. I think Friday's the last day. We've got our Peggy giveaway going on. So that is the ruler. Don't forget your bias ruler. And the Peggy giveaway, I think, goes another week. I think all of our back orders have been filled. The last one we're doing is the 1516 and the 313. Those will be out. We've already started shipping. Those should be out all done by Thursday. So we're doing the anchor glove. Anybody wants an arthritic glove, do that. That's a pre-sale right now. That'll get you into the Peggy giveaway. Sew Along is a week from tonight, next Tuesday. Just so you know, that's for 1952. That's on the Fit to Stitch site also. If you haven't ordered that, but that we've shipped all those, you should have, I think everybody got those. We've shipped everything. We're cool. Would 1954 pinkish leopard work for pants? It would. It would. You just know that you'd get a lot of attention. That's all. But yes, it would work great. A little black top or a little pink top, either way. Absolutely. Okay, so I think that's everything. Leslie was the winner of our Silhouette U. So Leslie, if you'll send me an email and say, yay, it's me, we'll tell you how this is going to work. Okay. Huh? We don't want to say her last name for privacy. Okay, so now you're supposed to, I've got to read my notes now. You're supposed to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and leave a comment. I like your comments. I should say most of the time I like your comments. Sometimes I don't like them, but most of the time I like them. All right, so we will see you Thursday night. We've got a little thing for you on Thursday night, and then Tuesday we'll do a sew along. All right. Thank you all. Bye. Happy sewing. Bye.